You have stood in that aisle. Rows of televisions, every single one playing the same demo clip of a hummingbird, every screen looking almost the same from 6 feet back, and a price tag next to each one that seems to have nothing to do with what you are actually looking at. Here is the flip. The picture that looks the best under those store lights is very often not the one that will look the best in your living room in 3 years. And the store knows it. Bright, oversaturated demo modes sell televisions. They do not describe how a television behaves once it is sitting under your normal lamp, playing your normal shows for the next 10 years. So the question is not which television has the biggest, boldest picture in the store. It is which television will still make you happy long after the demo mode is turned off. We are ranking 5 65-inch televisions, every one of them under $800, worst to best. And by the end, I will tell you the exact one I would carry into my own house. Here are the stakes, plain and simple. A television is not a phone. You are not swapping it out in 2 years. Most people keep a television for 8 to 10 years, and you are paying for the whole thing on one single payment right now at the register. Get it wrong, and you do not get a refund on the years you spent looking at a picture that never quite satisfied you. You get to buy a second television and pay twice. Nobody paid me to say any of this. No brand is sponsoring this ranking. And here is the part that surprises people every single time. The winner today is almost never the most expensive name on the shelf. Sitting at the very bottom, at position number 5, is the ON 65-inch 4K Roku Smart Television. And right now, it is around $278 at Walmart. I want to be fair to it first. For the price of a nice dinner out, you get a genuinely large 4K screen with the Roku interface, which is simple enough that anyone in your house can figure it out on day one. That is a real accomplishment for the money. But here is the mechanism you need to understand. This television uses a basic edge-lit backlight, which means the light comes from strips along the very edge of the screen and spreads inward, the same way a single lamp in the corner of a dark room throws light unevenly across the walls. There is no local dimming, no way for the screen to make one small area dark while another area next to it stays bright. In a real home, here is what that looks like by year 2. Nighttime movie scenes look washed out and gray instead of black, bright rooms during the day wash the picture out even further. And you find yourself squinting a little every time you watch anything with dark, moody lighting. Buy it if this is going in a guest room, a rental, or anywhere it will get light. Casual use and nobody is picky about a movie night. Skip it if this is becoming your main television, the one your household actually gathers around. A television is like a mattress. The cheapest one in the store will hold your body just fine for a night. It is the next 10 years that tell you whether you chose right. If that stung a little, you are not alone. And that is exactly the feeling I want you to remember the next time somebody asks you what television to buy. If this saved you from making that same mistake, tap the like button, not for me, but for the next person standing confused in that same aisle tonight. And if you want more honest breakdowns like this one, subscribe. Because this channel exists for one reason: to keep your money in your pocket instead of in a store's cash register. Quick one for the comments: how old is the television you are replacing right now? Just drop the number, I read every single one. Number 4 is the Samsung Crystal UD U7900F. And this is where the name on the box starts working against you instead of for you. It runs around $328. Also at Walmart, and I want you to notice something before you get excited about that Samsung logo. This is Samsung's Crystal UD line, and Crystal UD is not clad. There is no quantum dot layer in this screen at all, despite it wearing the exact same brand as Samsung's far more capable televisions. Think of it like 2 cars from the same dealership, one with a turbocharged engine and one without, both wearing the same badge on the trunk. You have to look under the hood to know the difference, and most shoppers never do. In a real home, this shows up as color that looks noticeably flatter next to a true LED screen sitting beside it, especially in anything with rich reds or deep greens, like sports fields or nature documentaries. Buy it if brand familiarity genuinely matters more to you than picture quality, and you are comfortable with a basic 4K picture. Skip it if you are choosing Samsung specifically because you believe it guarantees the best picture. Because at this tier, it does not. A brand name on a box tells you who built it. It does not tell you what is actually inside it. Number 3 is the TCL Q series, Model 65 Q51K, sitting at around $358, also at Walmart. This is a true QLED panel, meaning it does have that quantum dot color layer. So colors are noticeably richer than either of the two sets below it. That is a genuine step up, and I want to give it credit. But it still lacks a mini LED backlight and still has no meaningful local dimming, so you are trading better color for the same basic contrast problem the ON set has. Picture a bakery that upgraded its flour but kept the same old oven. The bread tastes better, but it still comes out unevenly baked. In a real home, this means daytime sports and colorful cartoons will look genuinely good, while nighttime movies and dark dramatic scenes will still look a little flat and gray where they should look black. Buy it if your household mostly watches during the day, with lights on, and rarely dims the room for movie night. Skip it if movie nights with the lights off are a real ritual in your house, because this screen was not built for that moment. Quick gut check before we keep going. If you already own one of these first 3, that does not mean you made a bad decision back then. It means the technology has genuinely moved forward, and it might be time to move with it. Now we cross the line. Everything above this point was built to hit a number on a shelf tag. Everything from here forward was built to actually work in your living room. And the extra $150 to $200 it takes to get here is, in my honest opinion, some of the best money you can spend on a television right now. Number 2 is the TCL 65 QM6K, a QD mini LED television running around $528 at both Walmart and Amazon, and about $2 more at Best Buy. This is where the real engineering shows up. Mini LED means the backlight is made of hundreds of small LED clusters instead of a handful of strips along the edge. And those clusters can dim independently, area by area across the screen. Think of a stadium with thousands of individual light fixtures that can be dimmed section by section for a concert, instead of a single giant floodlight that is either fully on or fully off. That is the difference between this screen and everything ranked below it. In a real home, 3 years in, this is the television that still makes dark movie scenes look genuinely black, still handles a bright window in the daytime without the whole picture washing out, and still runs smooth, clean motion during sports thanks to its higher native refresh rate. Independent reviewers have consistently called this one of the better values in its price range, and after going through the specs and the reviews myself, I understand exactly why. Buy it if you want mini LED performance without paying premium prices, and you are comfortable with a Google TV interface. Skip it if you specifically want Samsung's ecosystem, or if a Google TV smart platform is not your preference. Even the best budget mini LED television in the country still has an opinion attached to its remote. There is one number on every television spec sheet that stores are betting you never learn to read. Keep that in mind, because our winner is about to show you exactly where to find it. Before I name it, subscribe now, because I am about to tell you the exact television I would personally put in my own living room this week, and it might genuinely surprise you which brand it is not. Number 1. The television I would buy is the Samsung 65 Q8F QLED, and I have seen it sitting between roughly $598 and $600 at Best Buy Target. And directly from Samsung. This is genuine QLED with Samsung's newer processing on board, and it is the rare set at this price that gets nearly everything right at once. Rich, accurate color from the quantum dot layer, strong brightness for daytime sports, and Samsung's smart platform, which is simply one of the easiest and most polished on the market for someone who does not want to fuss with technology. Think of it as the difference between a car with a good engine and a car with a good engine and a well-designed dashboard. The Q8F has both. In a real home, this is the television that still looks sharp and vivid 5 years from now, handles bright rooms without a fight, and never leaves you hunting through 3 remotes just to find a menu. Now, here is me attacking my own top pick. because I promised you honesty and not a sales pitch. This television does not have a mini LED backlight the way our number 2 pick does. So, in a fully dark room, the TCL QM6K actually produces slightly deeper blacks. And one more thing worth naming directly: Best Buy's extended protection plan on this exact television sometimes prices out close to a real fraction of what the television itself costs. Skip that add-on. A 1-year manufacturer warranty already covers genuine defects, and most failures on a well-built set like this happen, if ever, in that first year. Buy the Q8F if you want the single best overall experience under $800, with the easiest smart platform and the richest color. Skip it if a fully dark home theater room is your top priority, in which case, step back one spot to the QM6K. Even the winner has a weakness. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling something. Let me collapse all 5 of these into 2 simple categories you can carry into the store with you. The bottom 3, the Samsung Crystal A-D and the TCL Q51K are all built around the same shortcut: a screen with no real local dimming, dressed up in different levels of color quality. They are fine for a spare room or a light casual household. The top 2, the TCL QM6K and the Samsung Q8F, are both genuine mini-LED class or true CLED experiences with real engineering behind the picture. And either one will still make you happy long after the newness wears off. Here is your 30-second check, and it requires 0 technical knowledge. Before you buy any television, ask the salesperson one single question: does this screen have local dimming zones, yes or no? If the answer is no, you are looking at one of our bottom 3. If the answer is yes, you are looking at one of our top 2. That one question does more to protect your money than every spec on the box combined. A few free tips before you go. First, always ask the store to switch the display television out of its retail demo mode before you judge the picture, because that mode is intentionally cranked far brighter and more saturated than your television will ever be set to at home. Second, if you are buying online, check the listing for the model's original release year, because retailers sometimes keep selling last year's leftover stock at what looks like a deep discount, when a genuinely newer model is only slightly more expensive. Third, before you pay for any extended warranty, check whether your credit card already extends the manufacturer's warranty for free, because many cards do exactly that at no added cost. If you have a specific situation, your room size, your budget, whether you mostly watch sports or movies, drop it in the comments, and I will personally read it and point you toward the right pick for your actual home. I read every single one. A television is not the brand on the box. It is the picture you are still happy with long after the box is gone. If you are getting ready for Super Bowl Elksy in February, do not wait until the week before the game, when prices creep back up and the good stock disappears first. Next time, we are staying on the topic of getting this decision right, because I am breaking down the one soundbar mistake that quietly ruins even the best television on this entire list. I will see you there.